The Lewis and Clark Expedition was the first American expedition to cross the western portion of the United States, and is also known as the Corps of Discovery Expedition. It lasted from 1804 to 1806 and was led by Meriwether Lewis, who was a captain in the U.S. Army, and then he became personal secretary to President Thomas Jefferson, and William Clark, who served as a lieutenant of infantry. After the U.S. dealt with France about all the things related to the Louisiana Purchase, the current president by then, Thomas Jefferson, asked the Congress to finance the expedition, and then, by the time the Congress approved the petition, Jefferson appointed Lewis as the commander of the expedition. Here in St. Louis, Missouri was the place where the men chosen for this trip were trained at Camp Beaubois. The group was composed by unmarried, healthy, hunters, and those men who knew survival skills. It was about 45 men in the group. It took them up the Missouri River to its headwaters, then on the Pacific Ocean via the Columbia River.
Here in Missouri, we could find several touristic attractions and places that represent each step that Lewis and Clark took. For example, we got the village of Carondelet, which was encountered by Clark on 1803. He referred to this place as Weitpoche or Empty Belly. In this place lived around 40 French families. Then we have the Fort Bellefontaine, which is an island where the expedition group spent their first night 4.5 miles upstream on the Missouri River. On 1806, the returning expedition encamped here as well, the last night of their epic journey. Now, Big Lake is our focus. He was encountered by Clark after he covered around 24.5 miles on the lower Missouri in one day. The group was rounded a bend when Clark saw it. It is an oxbow lake formed from a remnant of this bend. On the returning, on 1806, the expedition camped on an island in Big Lake. And last but not least, the village of St. Charles, where the men of the Corps of Discovery stood for 5 days on 1804 because Lewis had to attend to a business in St. Louis.
Lewis and Clark returned to Washington, D.C. to share their experience with Thomas Jefferson. Though they failed to discover the Convert Northwest Passage, they completed their missions of identify everything as they can from the Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean. This expedition also gives all of us one of the major chapters in the history of America, and also a lot of tourist places where they had been during the expedition. When the trip ended, after traveled more than 8,000 miles, they had already produced a lot of maps and geographic information. They had also identified more than 120 animal species and 200 botanical samples. And finally, they initiate peaceful relations with dozens of Native American tribes. My teammates and I are very proud to live in the same place where all these historic events happened.